necessarily those of the Emily Pearl Show, its sister stations, its affiliates, or its sponsors, but it is those of the individuals themselves who express it. While the Emily Pearl Show does take stances on individual issues, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy, and not a policy.
Well, hello all, and welcome to the show. It is Pearl's Politics. It's right, it's Thursday night. All right, y'all, excuse my turban on tonight, but it was a rough day in the office today. Hair all over my head. Don't have time to fancy up, okay? All right, hello to our early birds in the studio. That's right. It is March. That's right. So we have two early birds in tonight. We have Sandra, and I saw Mary Seals somewhere. There she is. Hi, Mary. We got two early bird winners for March already on the Pearls Politics show. So we'll get y'all a little something from Amazon, okay? And Friday night is our game show night. All right. So I think this was our first show in March. Was it? Was Tuesday night? Yeah, this is our first show in March. So they got two early bird presents tonight. Hey, congratulations! All right, let me pull in the heartbeat of the South and my every heartbeat. My son Tim Harrington, because Jen may not get a chance to come in with us tonight. She says she's really, really busy. But here he is, y'all. Say hello.
Hey, mom. Hey, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hey there, Tim.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
All right. I hope everybody's doing great. I'm tired. They
I
probably
know.
rested. So
Yeah,
we're not gonna hold y'all long because I am tired. We're gonna hold y'all about 30 minutes. But we'll have some a couple of conversations that I know y'all want to take part in, okay?
okay.
And they're not that exciting, um, but interesting. I'll put it that way. It might be exciting to y'all. I don't know.
Mm,
But until then, I'm gonna give y'all a chance to invite some more people in that like politics, especially Pearl's politics.
yeah.
Mm. And we'll take a little break. That's what we're gonna do, and then we'll
All
be
right.
back. All
All
right, and
right.
we'll get started. Don't go away. Stick and stay, y'all. Okay, so we're back. I was doing some sharing, and I know that we may not have many viewers tonight because a lot of people are watching now live what I'm talking about. And I'm going to talk about first, and
Yes.
that is that Murdoch case of that lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
They have entered a verdict. They found a verdict. They found him guilty.
Yes.
2 counts of murder, of murdering his wife and his son.
Right.
That's right.
Wow. What a
You know,
tragedy.
he was Big Bubba in the town. He practically owned most of the town, and then they say he'd been getting away with white collar financial crime and maybe a couple of murders along the way in the last 10 or 15 years that uh, he never, got uh, even a written ticket for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his son was responsible for the death of a young lady that was on a boat ride with her son. His son driving the boat, and drunk. The boat
Uh-huh.
crashed.
He
A lot
did.
of people died. It was four. Let's see. It was him,
I want to say
five.
five.
I think it was five of them. You're right,
Mm-hmm.
10.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else was hurt. And he was so drunk he really wasn't even hurt that bad, and
Yeah.
everybody else got hurt. And one girl got thrown off the boat into the river. She
Mm-hmm.
drowned, and they didn't find her body until almost a week later.
Yeah. Downstream. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so uh, the Murdoch family tried to point the finger of to another one of his son's friends, and said that he was the one that was driving the boat. So he never had paid for that crime. But
Right.
uh, that family of that young lady was just getting ready to file a civil lawsuit against him last year
That's correct.
when all of this happened, and some more of his financial crimes came out where he was had been stealing money from clients, y'all,
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
he represented for
Yeah.
the last 15 years. In other words, he would sue insurance companies. He would win. They would win the case. He would settle. Well, he wouldn't take it to court. He would settle with the insurance company, and he would keep the money and tell the people that the insurance company didn't see it in their favor.
Yeah.
That's how
I've
he
seen.
built up his Southern empire.
Yeah.
And that
Yeah.
was,
I've seen
and
that
it
type of
was
action before. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the same thing may have happened to me here in Memphis when I got hit by that firefighter back in 1978 when I had to have back surgery in 1980, which is all of the reason that I suffered the kind of pain that I suffer right to this day.
Right.
Back then, um, you didn't really know much about the law and how the lawyers work and how the law operation, the courts and things worked.
Right.
Well, I did attend the trial. We had a trial. I had a trial. And the court awarded me $12,000 back then. That would have been like 81 or 2, which was a lot of money,
Yeah.
you know. And so the attorney that I had representing me was a Caucasian. And I don't know where I got him, probably out of telephone, yellow pages back then. And, and he told me that, when he was going to set up the thing for when the money start, and then he would send me money order. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I got 2 money orders, and I think it was only for like a couple of $100, maybe
Really?
200 money order. And then he sends me a letter telling me that the fireman that hit me
Mm-hmm.
had filed for bankruptcy, and that the court would no longer make him pay. And I kind of like felt something in my bones and my guts and in my gizzard that man was lying to me. And I think that that's probably what he was doing,
Yeah.
especially to people of color. I think
Yeah.
that he kept that 12. He was receiving that $12,000 and received it probably all in lump sum. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. Yeah. You're
Mhm.
right. Yeah. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. I probably believe you're right. Like you say, the law wasn't like it is today. So you
Mhm.
really had no way of finding out what was going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and that was one reason why I wanted to go to law school so that I could learn the law, because I had been gypped
Yeah.
when it comes to law many times before I was 39 years old.
Right.
And I was 39 years old when I started to college um, at Shelby State at that time, getting an associate's degree. I spent 1 year at Shelby State when I transferred to the University of Memphis. At that time, it was called Memphis State.
Mm-hmm.
So I got my bachelor's degree in English, and then I wanted to go ahead and go to law school because like I say, I wanted to learn the law for myself. Didn't know if I would end up practicing or not, but that was one of my main reasons too,
Yeah.
of wanting to learn the law and how the law works.
Right.
I did get my paralegal certification as far as being a legal assistant, and I didn't practice being I didn't even apply for a paralegal job after I got my certification, because at that time they didn't have the online resource
Yeah.
access where you could just find stuff online, find the books of law online. You had to go to the different courthouses, run and file
Yeah.
all these papers and stuff for the attorney that you worked for.
Right.
And because of my back issues that I had, I couldn't do all that walking. So I
I
know
get
I
it.
didn't want to be a paralegal for nobody.
Yeah, I get it. But yeah, you have no idea how technology was going to be at this point in time. Can you
But no,
imagine?
but at that particular point in time, I wasn't able to do
Yeah, but
that.
I was just finna say, you can almost pretty much get your law degree online now and pass the
Oh
bar
yeah,
exam.
yeah, for sure, for sure. I
Yeah.
don't want to do it no more. I'm not going to nobody's school no more.
Yeah,
My
I get
schooling
it.
days are over.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I get
I
it.
don't, I don't care whether it's online, inline, or upline. I'm
I
not going to
understand.
nobody's school no more.
I understand. Believe me, I understand. But getting back to that Murdoch thing, I honestly feel this guy has killed before, because when you're talking about killing somebody that is basically your family, your wife and your son, that's a different type of evil.
Hmm.
So he was too comfortable with doing it
Hmm.
because he's got away with it. There's no telling how
That's right.
many deaths that he's caused.
That's right. He
Yeah.
was used to getting away with it. Like I say, he practically owned almost all of the town.
Mm-hmm.
And so all of the people that were in law enforcement there had strong connections with him and were friends with him.
Right.
They did a lot of covering up for him. And if you want to know the truth about it, that I think that they need to dig up all those old cold cases
Yeah, they do.
around in him
Yeah.
and prosecute those that covered up for him too.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
If they want to see real justice, that's what they need to do.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So.
I said, I love this series, Grimm's from the Grimm's Fairy Tales, because
Mm-hmm.
it's a series of 6 seasons. And I've watched it like 3 times. I just finished it up.
Okay.
And I might start all over again tonight.
Okay. All right.
Because the reason why I like it so much is because when people write fairy tales or stories, and this was a book that was written by a German writer in Germany, right?
Mm-hmm.
And usually those countries that when they uh, write those uh, grim fairy tales, like fairy tales like that concerning the people of their country,
Right.
they're usually true stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's supposed to be a children's book, but it's too scary to be a children's book, and that's another reason why I think that all of those tales that's in Grimm's fairy
Are real.
tales are
Yeah. Are
true.
real. Yeah.
And the big thing about it is that there's this animal human species that's called Wesen, and it's a German word. It's spelled Wesen, but it's pronounced Wesen. I took German in college for 3 semesters, and I don't know where I got the interest from to want to take German, which is another reason why I know that some of those tales were true. And what it is, just like we have people believe in aliens,
Right.
and like we, people still, some people do believe that we have aliens walking among us.
Oh yeah.
Truly believe that we do have this vested species walking among us. Oh,
Very
and the
possible.
thing about it is they're all over the world.
Yeah.
And I was looking at that man Murdoch tonight when they were handing out the guilty plea,
Right.
and when he was sitting down, there was this big circle, too big for a bone. It was something. It looked like it was just a big old pouch on his jawline, coming from his jawline. And one of the vessels that can blow up their jaws and extract tears from their victim eyes is called a spinard, and they look like a spider with eyes, but they can that when they got these fangs, and they use these fangs to draw the tears from their victims, and it will blind their victim, and they suck it up in these pouches in their jaws, and they use it to stay young, and so they live for hundreds of years. I'm talking like 3, 4, 5, 600 years, like vampires, right?
Hmm.
And it was also rumored that Adolf Hitler was a vessel, and he was a blue bot. So, if y'all want to know what I'm talking about, y'all really need to watch Grimm. It's on
Yeah.
Netflix. No, it's on Prime Video, still running. They never take it off. On Prime Video, still running, and I keep watching it because I want to see uh they can they transform themselves. They
Right.
look like a normal person, but whenever they want to switch to this inner half of their species, they can.
Well.
And the
Mm.
thing about it is, we can't see them unless you are a Grimm. Grimms are people who have a special gift that can actually see evil in a person,
Well.
and they can see them in their alternate form when the vessel doesn't want them to see them in their alternate evil form, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, so that's why it's called Grimm.
Well. Well, in my experience, most entities, if they're in someone, they normally get out of them before they go to jail, uh, because they don't want to be locked down. You know what I mean?
Now, I'm
Um,
not talking about the spirits. That's a different thing. You're talking about a possession.
you're
I'm
talking
not talking
about,
about an
hey,
evil. No, I'm talking. These people are born this way. It's a
oh,
hereditary trait.
okay,
Hmm.
okay.
Yeah, they're born
Well,
this way.
well, he
Like
can
an
do,
alien is born an alien.
yeah.
These people are born this way.
Well, even if it's true, let's say it's true, he's locked up, so he's not going anywhere. And if he shows and reveals who he really is, he's still gonna be locked down because they're gonna lock him down in Area 51.
Now they don't show themselves, and when they get locked up, they don't show themselves.
Yeah,
They control it. But most of the uh, vicious murderers and criminals that are locked up are vested. And the thing about it is, they come in all cultures. All
mm,
cultures, yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah. They,
and I had told you last year to watch Grimm,
I
because
still haven't watched it.
you're
I
gonna
haven't
like
watched
it,
it.
because it's got the biblical connection with it as well. And you're gonna like it. And it's six
Okay,
seasons, and each season has anywhere from 12 to 22 episodes.
right.
So you will like it.
So let me ask you this: getting back to the to the guy. What do you think made him murder his wife and son? Was it the insurance money?
Well, he also was on opioids. He was a dope addict.
Yeah, but I'm not going to accept that as an excuse because you have
Well,
thousands of
that's what
people.
that was his excuse.
Yeah, you have thousands and millions of drug addicts that don't kill anyone.
But he still say he did not kill them.
Well, yeah,
But I believe I knew from the beginning that that man was probably guilty. Audience, what do y'all think about
what do
that?
y'all think?
If y'all even know who he is, because I didn't even know who he was,
Nor
or
did
had
I.
not even heard about the case until they start, excuse me, talking about it on all the channels,
Yeah,
on our news channels, right?
right.
So we'll take a little short break and see if y'all got anything to type it. Excuse me, type in. Stick and stay. Don't go away, y'all. And we'll be back.
I like to be what I am not. I should know better why not. Life is mine, it's a fact. I like to be what I am not. I should know better why not. Life is mine, it's a fact. Wake up in the morning and I picture myself flying in the sky. 'Cause I'm a bird, it's not a lie. And now that I'm diving through the oceans of my dreams, I want it so bad to become reality. I'm a daydreamer. I'm a daydreamer. I'm a daydreamer. I'm a daydreamer.
Okay, so we are back.
All right.
Let me see, did anybody have a comment about the Murdoch murder case? Just 1 minute. Get into the chat.
Best Cohen, who was that?
I don't know, and I don't know what that means. Are you investing? All right, so moving along. Well, the talk of the Capitol now in the news, this cousin. All right, German, I hear you. And you are from Trovo, the platform Trovo. Hello, thank you for joining us. I
Yes,
hope you like
welcome.
politics. Yeah, I hope you like politics. So now the talk around the Capitol and news media latest flash is that yes, now they're uh, White House is want to confirm. Well, the White House is still denying, but the FBI and other entities are saying that the COVID virus definitely came from a leak in
Yeah,
the Wuhan
yeah.
laboratory,
Leo
which
said it
is
all
called
along.
the Wuhan Virology Lab. Hmm.
Yeah, Leo said it all along.
And that it was not. I told them all along too. That's why I didn't take that COVID shot.
Well, they
Because
got
some of
me.
that COVID virus is in that thing, is in there. And they're trying, they say they don't know yet whether it was done on purpose, but it was a leak. And see, I watch too many sci-fi movies. So I know from the beginning when they started talking about the fish market, I was like, that stuff it come from no fish. It came from some laboratory. Somebody carried this stuff out on them,
As usual.
and
Yeah.
they spread it to everything, everybody, and then it got into the air because it was airborne. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So now they're saying that yeah, it came from that lab. But now I'm telling you something. The only reason why they're coming out with that truth is because China has partnered with Russia
Yeah.
against Ukraine.
Yep.
If China had never partnered with
It would have
Russia,
never came out.
they would still be keeping it up under that carpet. You understand?
Yeah.
But they are, and China has responded to this accusation by saying that uh, by pointing to their Wuhan uh, virology lab and saying that the leak came from their lab is only hurting the reputation of the United States. Huh. What do you think about that, Tim?
Well, I mean, Leo hit it on the head all along. You know what I mean? People thought he was being this and being that when it came to it, and they asked him, "Why do you call it that?" He said, "Because this is where it came from." He never tried to hide away from that. Amongst the politics with that. Um,
Right. Trump always called it the Chinese disease.
yeah, yeah. And here's the thing: it doesn't. To me, it doesn't really matter where it came from. I
Oh, yes, it
still,
does.
I still feel that.
Politically, it matters where it came from because that means, see, what I see is intent to
Well, yeah, I
spread
was
it
just
over here and kill people of the United States. I look at it as a biological weapon attack. That's the way I look at
right.
it
I
politically.
was just getting there. I was just saying it, and it's an undercover way to do population control. You know, you've been hearing them talking about population control, population
But
control.
China is the one that has population control.
Absolutely, absolutely, I agree.
Uh, you know, and
Right.
if they were trying to use it to control their population, what happened was some of their population got on airplanes and
Yeah,
traveled all over the world.
absolutely. The virus was ahead of of the defense when it came to that. By the time people realized, what it was, it had already spread through the mainstream. Uh,
Hmm.
it's sad, because we lost a lot of people. A lot of people passed away from that,
That's right.
and the way that their bodies were handled during and after the process, putting them in 18 wheelers and things of that nature, on their dying bed, but their family,
Inhumane.
yes, and their
Bodies
family,
piled up in 18 wheelers sitting on the streets for weeks in New
right,
York, New York
right.
particularly.
Right, and your loved one is passing away. You can't be by their bedside. You can only watch through a glass. That was like you said. That was very inhumane, and man, my prayers still go out for those people.
Yeah, of course, and I don't see how it was not intentional simply because if I was the one that was trying to do population control and intended for it to only affect my people of my country, I would have had sense enough to think a step further and say, oh, the people of my country is going to get on some airplanes and trains and automobiles and travel to different places, right?
Right.
So therefore, you cannot say that it was
Well,
not intentional.
right. Here's the thing. We've seen with Assam who Assam Hussein, right? They will have children and women that will pack their body with bombs and self-destruct. Did
Mm.
China have that same type of loyalty when it came to them for spreading the virus? We don't know. We don't know how
Child,
deep.
those people, I don't think those people even knew themselves
You don't
that
think
they
so?
were being infected.
Really? That's
I don't think
interesting.
they even knew. That there was some kind of sneaky political governmental by President Xi undercover covert
Okay.
operation.
Okay. 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 That's
And now
interesting.
he want to partner up with Russia against the war with Ukraine because he don't want the United States just coming after them about this COVID truth now that it's out, you say.
Yeah. The enemy of your enemy is
Because
my friend.
even though if the politicians up there in Congress don't get upset about the truth, it's going to be so many people in the United States that's going to get upset and they're going to start creating their own military, uh, what do they call them? Radical groups
Yeah.
trying to, retaliate
Oh yeah.
against China for that.
Oh yeah.
And so China is trying to find us uh, an ally in case things really blow up about this
Yeah.
COVID thing.
Um, it's been
Now I heard
said.
something the other day. I saw a news flash. I think it was across Bing about Putin had made some type of peace offer that the United States could not refuse. Did you hear anything about that? Did anybody hear anything about that?
Yeah, I didn't hear
I
about
didn't
that
have
one.
time. I didn't have time to click on it at that time. Let me see. I'm finna type in Putin peace offer and see what
Okay.
what comes up.
Yeah.
PEAC, not peach, peace offer. Let's see if anything comes up. Okay, Russia peace offer. Uh, okay, so let's see. This was, oh wow, that's Wikipedia. I'm trying to find 4 days ago.
Okay.
All right, now this is Reuters. Okay, Reuters says that Russia rejects reports that U.S. offered Moscow secret Ukraine peace plan. February the 3rd. Oh no, that's too old. This is March 3rd. That's not the one. Let me find something for March. This was yesterday. Okay. It says China issues. Okay, 6 days ago. I'll look at that one. All right. It says China issues peace plan. Zelensky says he will await details. All right, it says, let me get my glasses. Some small writing here.
Yeah,
Ah,
I know about that.
all right, it says, mm, 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 mm. China called for a ceasefire and peace talks between Ukraine and Russia on Friday, and Ukrainian President Zelensky cautiously welcomed Beijing's involvement, but said success would depend on actions, not words. Okay, pop up came up. Beijing claims to have a neutral stance in the war that began 1 year ago, but also said it has a no limits friendship with Russia,
Mm,
has refused to criticize Moscow's invasion, refused to criticize Moscow's invasion of Ukraine or even refer to it as an invasion. It has accused the West, that's the United States, talking about
yeah.
us,
Hmm.
of provoking the conflict and fanning the flames by providing Ukraine with defense arms. And this is coming from the Associated Press show.
Okay.
I believe that the fact that China started talking about Ukraine is not bad, Zelensky told the news conference Friday, but the question is what follows the words. The question is in the steps and where they will lead to. The plan released by China's foreign ministry mainly reiterated long held positions, and analysts say Beijing would be an unlikely broker. But some observers warn that Ukraine and its allies need to tread carefully,
I agree.
saying that rejection of what China sees as its peace overture could move Beijing. These doggone pop-up ads keep coming up. That's the only thing made me mad about these places.
Mhm.
That could move Beijing. Move the advertisement. Oh crap! I was just getting to the good part too. Doggone
Technology,
advertisement.
huh?
And it's big old ad in the way too.
Hmm. I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about? That's I hate those
Uh,
things. Okay, now I was trying to get back to it. Okay, but some observers warn that Ukraine. Dog, this ad keep popping up. I
don't
don't
want to
know.
let you get it out.
It ain't gonna let me read it. I'm trying to. It's crazy, man. Wow. I hate when they do something like that.
Yeah,
Anyway, they're saying that the West should tread um,
lightly.
careful.
Yeah, I agree. I would have to agree with that assessment. Uh, we offered aid and assistance to them to the point that it has drug us into debt. Um, then he turns around and asks him for $6 billion to go after the people with the PPP loans.
With the
Um,
what? With the
he
what?
just asked for $6 billion so that
Oh,
they
you know what? I know when I'm having trouble hearing you. My microphone
can.
is coming out of my computer.
Oh, no wonder.
Yeah, let me get this, see if I can get in. Keep talking. I'm gonna be switching my
Yeah,
microphone so I can hear it in my headphone.
yeah. I would have to agree with that assessment. For us, we need to tread lightly. I'm in
I got
total. I'm in totally agreement with that. Is because aiding and assisting someone is one thing,
mm-hmm,
but going to the point to where it's hurting your own people and putting us more in debt is unacceptable. Like I just said, he just asked. I want to say that was day before yesterday. He's asking for
mm-hmm,
$6 billion to hire more people to go after the people that did the PPP loans.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would have to agree with them. We do need to tread lightly. You know what I mean? And that's one
But
thing that
that is the big $64 million question as to at what point do we stop? Well, this is what the generals and the defense secretary are saying.
yeah,
They're saying that if we don't stop them from taking over Ukraine, that they're going to just keep moving on into Poland. And Poland is a member of the United Nations, which makes them an ally of the United States,
hmm
which would cause conflict and ignite an immediate war.
and that's
So,
what the goal is. That's their
so
goal.
that is their goal. But the United States don't want to go to war,
Yeah,
and Russia is itching for a war because Putin don't care whether they win or lose because he about 1 foot in the grave anyway.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
because he don't care about his people. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
no. And it goes back to what, like I said, look at our leadership right now. It's the weakest it's ever been.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, yeah.
this is not the time, nor do we have the leadership to be sticking our nose that far into their business. It's one
Keep
thing that
talking.
it's one
Keep
thing that
talking. I'll be right back. Keep.
okay. There's one thing that I have a problem with us as America. We are always sticking our nose in some business that really doesn't have anything to do with us. So I can understand if that those countries already have a relationship with one another, because it sounds like the airlines, and we just don't need those type of problems right now. We don't have a strong enough leader to get through that. And if you don't have strong leaderships, then that means you're the wimp. These are
Mm-hmm.
bullies that are in leadership. They're fighters. They've been proven to be fighters. Uh, Unlike Scorpion, Scorpion can barely remember his name and what function he's at. I'm sorry, just had to say what I had to say. It's true. It's true. What?
Vescosian, our new viewer tonight. What do you have to say? Do you have anything to say? Feel free. We love to receive comments, all
Oh
right?
yeah, definitely. Jump on in.
But yeah, we've spent enough money.
Yeah,
And then the problem too is, look, we already got outdated military equipment, and they the defense man, whoever it is in charge of,
Secretary of Defense.
yeah, I guess,
Okay.
he's trying to say that we have been building and updating our military equipment,
Yeah.
but I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And here's the other big part: we don't even have enough people to fight, because they pushed out about a third of the military that were active duty in all four branches, because they did not want to take that COVID shot. Remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, and also adding to what you just said, Secretary of Defense is usually kind of the most level-headed, but the generals who are there, they always want to fight. Yeah, it doesn't matter which general, they always want to fight. They don't want to talk. They want to fight. And I've seen this over the years. It doesn't matter what general it is, they ready to fight. They
Well,
want to shoot first and ask questions later.
well, you
Uh,
retired military, so you should know.
oh yeah, they always ready to go, ready for a war.
But see, here's the problem with that.
Yeah.
And I believe exactly what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the problem with that.
Okay.
Those big old fat generals ain't got to go out there on the field.
Nah, they ain't gotta go. Nah, they don't have to go. They'll be with
And
the president.
all of them are fat and overweight.
Yeah,
Those generals.
They'll be with the president. Yeah.
Those generals and those admirals,
Right.
all of them are fat and overweight and out of shape.
Yeah.
And they don't have to go out there on the battlefield.
Yeah, but
And that's why they always want to go fight. Call for a fight. And they want to call for a fight, but they ain't able to take a punch.
Even if you look at the movies, they're exactly that way. If you can remember, it's always that general guy that says, "We need to strike now. We need to strike now, Mr. President." Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
right,
are we really ready? Nah,
no.
China
totally
has more
not.
soldiers than us.
Totally not ready. And see, just like they lied to us about the COVID and kept it all undercover for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
I don't believe nothing I say about we military ready. I don't believe none of that. And China knows it.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they are bold enough to even partner with Russia.
Yeah.
Because don't you know that if China knew that we had a strong military, physical body, capability, as well as military equipment capability, they wouldn't be partnering with no Russia.
Yeah, but here's the thing: they're looking at the leader. That's mainly what they don't look at what they have. They look at how weak and strong the leader is. We have a very weak leader. It's
You're
just
right
no
about
different.
that.
It's no different than kids fighting in the playground. If you're the weakest,
but
kid,
here's the difference, though, Tim.
Go ahead.
The difference is we still didn't have a body military a physical body, military strongness, or a military. Well, we did have some more equipment, military equipment, when Trump was in than we have now because they don't send too much of it to over too much of it over to Ukraine.
Yeah.
But we still might not have had a really strong bodily presence militarily when Trump was in. But China wasn't trying to cut up, and Russia wasn't trying to cut up.
Well, yeah, because here's the thing: Trump's reputation speaks for itself. Uh, it doesn't matter if it's in the White House or
I got you.
any house.
I
His
hear you.
reputation speaks for itself. Uh, he's no bootlicker. He's not that, and they had to respect it. That's what I'm talking about. Even if we didn't have it, they definitely didn't want to try it while he was in office. So
Because
that says a lot.
they know he would go somewhere and find it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
You're right about that, Tim.
yeah.
I gotta agree with you on that one.
Hmm. Yes,
Well, I tell you what, um, we have primaries coming up
yes.
in November,
Hmm.
and so the races are beginning to fill up on both sides.
I saw that. Yeah.
Tim Scott from South Carolina. That's where
Hmm.
Murdoch is from. I guess he probably know Murdoch too.
Yeah, you know it. Buddy, hunting buddies.
Well, he's in the race. He's running for president. The only black Republican senator
Well,
in the Senate, and he's running for president.
I hate to tell them they're going to be greatly disappointed with with their outcomes.
Well, he claims that he is going to be in the middle because I saw him on Fox News Sunday. He was
Okay.
interviewed by Cheryl Breen, and he says that he feels that the Republican Party now has gone too far to the right, and the Democratic Party is definitely too far to the left. So, but see, the thing about it is, people say what they think people want to hear.
Yeah.
Politicians do. You know, when they're running,
Yeah.
they'll say anything that they think that's gonna help them win.
Right. And you have to look at how strong Trump was. We were dealing with a virus that none of us had ever seen.
Yeah,
He did not play politician. He looked out for the people. You know
yeah, he
what I
did.
mean?
He did,
Yeah.
and
I
that,
mean,
he,
this
people
what?
not gonna forget that. And you know
Nah.
what? I don't care what kind of poll they take. Poll taking. I mean, the poll count is early now. True enough,
Yeah.
but in even these early polls, Trump still has the highest percentage of the lead for the Republican
Oh yeah.
for
Yeah.
for presidential choice.
He's the type of president he's shown everyone. He will put up instead of shutting up.
Yeah,
Not
people
against,
not gonna forget that. That's a lot of
yeah,
people not gonna forget it. They might not tell you that they're gonna vote for Trump, but
yeah.
they not gonna forget. They're not gonna forget those checks they got to help them
They're not,
eat.
they're not gonna forget it. They're not gonna forget it. You know, I mean, his reputation speaks for itself. I
Yeah,
can't see him being under any more pressure than uh, what we had to deal with.
yeah,
You know what I mean? No one has ever dealt with that in probably I don't know, centuries. But yeah.
Well, I tell you this one thing. What I could say,
Hmm.
and this is just my opinion.
Okay.
If they don't want, if China and Russia don't attack us before time to vote in 2024
Yeah.
November, people better reconsider who they select.
Yeah. I would definitely agree with you. Definitely. Yeah, without a doubt. You're
Because we
absolutely
won't
right.
make it past then
No.
if the wrong person is elected.
Right.
and I'm not gonna call any names
No.
because
Right.
Facebook's and YouTube seem to think I have a lot of influence
Mm.
of influences people's political vote.
Yeah.
I only have around 24, 25 views, if that many,
Yeah, but
on my show.
you never know who's listening.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what exactly what I told them. They took one of my political shows off,
Yeah.
one particular show, you know. And the
Hmm.
reason they said they took it off was it went against their community standards because I was trying to influence a political election.
Hmm.
If
Hmm.
number one, there's no election going on,
Hmm.
and that's
Right.
what I told them. I typed justice because you do have an opportunity to respond.
Yeah, you do.
And number two, I told them this. I said it's under 25 people that watch my show weekly.
Yeah.
Now, how much influence can I have to change a whole country vote?
Yeah. You know, it may be 25, but you never know who's listening. You know what I mean? Yeah.
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 Okay.
Could be somebody very, very important. You know what I mean?
Well, I know Donald watches my shows.
Okay.
He sent me he just began sending me some personal emails, but
Okay.
that's because I covered
Right.
his rally, and I am on his mailing and contact list.
Okay.
As media,
Right.
as a media journalist, my team covered his rally when he
Okay.
came to Tennessee.
Right.
And that's why he has my contact information, and that's why I'm on his contact list.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's his responsibility. That's
Yeah.
just part
Yeah.
of his of what his team does. They contact the media, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Definitely.
and I just started getting. I'm just talking to her. She say, "Yep," and let me show it on the screen.
Okay.
And she also says that's true.
Yeah.
That's right. And so um, I get the news before the regular public gets it.
Okay.
He lets me know what's going on. He always lets me know what it's going to be, what time,
Hmm.
every single week. You know,
All right. That's a good thing.
and yeah. So he's a strong-willed person. I can say that much. He's a very strong-willed person,
Without a doubt.
and strong-willed,
Yeah.
whether it be him or not. Strong-willed is what this country needs.
Yeah. We need a scrapper. Yeah. We do.
We need somebody that can't be bought. We need
Yeah.
somebody that can't be caught. We need somebody.
Yeah.
we need. Well, you know what I'm just saying. We need
Yeah.
somebody that's not gonna buckle down, bow
Yeah.
down.
Right.
We need somebody that's not broken. Yeah, it's a lot of things that you need
Yeah.
in a leader,
Yeah. Absolutely.
because things will come at this country from all different sides, from
Right.
the left, the right, the top, and the bottom. So
Right.
you got to
Yeah.
have somebody that they respect enough where they won't be coming from these directions at all.
Right.
They might try, but gotta have somebody that's gonna put them in their place and stop it before it goes any further.
Definitely. Definitely.
Hmm. Yeah. So anywho, but the thing about it was too that was really ironic was that Putin had so much respect for Trump
Yeah.
that they really got along.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the majority of the populace of the country, particularly Democrat populace of the country, didn't like that. They thought that he was trying to be in cahoots
No.
with Putin, but that was not it. It
No.
was the
No.
other way around.
Yeah.
Putin
Yeah.
had so much respect for Trump that he wanted to make sure that he could get in there good,
Definitely.
whereas Trump wouldn't be doing anything against him.
Yeah, yeah. You meet someone stronger than you definitely want to get on that good side.
That's who you want to be friend. I don't want to be friend with nobody
Yeah,
weak.
absolutely.
You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
definitely.
That's like the I mean, that's just a human nature.
Yeah.
If I want to be friends with somebody that can afford to live comfortably or that's
Hmm.
rich,
Right.
I really don't want to be friends with nobody that's homeless or broke.
I get it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being real,
Yeah. I get it.
okay?
Hmm.
Because if you homeless and broke, you can't help me.
Nah. Nah. You really
And then
can't.
the other side of that is if you homeless and broke, you're gonna always be wanting something from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm trying to maintain myself, but I'm also trying to raise myself up. And
Right.
if I'm planning on raising myself up, I got to hang out with the people that's able to take care of themselves, live comfortably,
Yeah.
and
Because
more importantly, those that are rich.
right. Yeah. And what it's going to come down to is how much damage is done between now and the midterms. Maybe it will be able to be reconciled, or maybe it won't. But we definitely need a fighter in there. We don't need anybody on anybody's payroll. We don't need a yes sir man. We don't need any of that. And those options are very, very slim.
That's true. I'm leaving that. That's true up there, Sandra. All right, then. That's our time. It's 8:01. Tim, closing
Yes.
comments.
Great show. Had a ball. Can't wait to do it again. You guys missed it. Watch the replay. With that,
Yep,
I'd like to wish everybody love, peace, and happiness. And let's be safe out there.
that's right. And for me, I'm just gonna say ditto with what Tim said in with the advice that I give every politics show. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy. All right. Don't let the government put no policy on your free thought. They cannot take away that brain.
That's
And
right.
I love it. All right.
Yes.
That's our time. We will see y'all tomorrow night
Yes.
on the Emily Pearl Show. It is game night. Spread the word. We having
Outstanding. Yes.
fun and prizes. All right.
All right.
We will see y'all. Good night.
Good night.
The opinions expressed on this program is not necessarily those of the Emily Pearl Show, its sister stations, its affiliates, or its sponsors, but it is those of the individuals themselves who express it. While the Emily Pearl Show does take stances on individual issues, the show itself remains an entertainment platform. Free thought is a philosophy and not a policy.